Hey everyone, Inverum here with Spirit Tracks from the University of San Francisco, talking about the finale to their West Coast Conference season here for ESL Collegiate. Spirit Tracks, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So, one of the things we wanted to do is sort of sit down and just get to know you as a player and the team a little bit more because obviously we didn't get a chance to watch you guys a whole lot over the course of the season, but we are able to round out the season for you guys here, which is obviously really exciting. How has it been so far competing in West Coast Conference this season?
Um, it's been pretty fun. This is the first time I think most of us on the team have done anything like this. We've all played in like smaller, like 1 day, 2 day tournaments, but this is like the first organized thing we've ever done, and it's been a pretty good experience for all of us.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about your history with League of Legends as a whole. Obviously, you're coming into this, you're the AD carry, so there's a maybe a little bit more pressure on your shoulders than some of the other roles. What's your history with League?
So I started in middle school, and I just watched one of my friends play, and I thought that's cool. I'll try it out, and so it kind of I started up around that. How I met a lot of my friends or connected with them in middle school and high school, and I didn't actually start playing AD till a couple years ago. I think season 7, just because it wasn't until then that I actually like started like trying to play like to climb or anything like that. So I was just trying to have a good time, and then once I started getting better, I'm like, see how far I can get, and that's when I started. And now in college, it's like again, it's how I really connected with people, and so it's been a pretty big help for me in my life, just connecting and making friends and finding community.
For sure. And I mean, obviously, community is something that a lot of people are looking for right now, just given the situation with
Yeah.
everything that's going on. How close are you guys as a team? I mean, do you have a facility on campus that you play at? Do you train together? What's that like?
No, so our school only started to recognize us this year at the start of the whole West Coast Conference League. As a club, we only started, I believe, end of the first semester of my freshman year, which is like a year and a half ago. So we don't really have any facilities or anything. So our practicing is mostly in our dorms and our rooms. But even though we don't like play together, we still like hang out a lot. We have an Overwatch team who we also um, are good friends with. So it's the playing together is was just a way for us to first meet, but now like most of us are all pretty good friends. So even though we don't play together in person, we still hang out a lot, and it's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely finding that measure of escape, as it were, and
Hmm.
also just sort of reaffirming those friendships and that sense of community. That's obviously fantastic. But it's not just your school participating in this. There are a bunch of other schools that are they're participating. You've got a chance to play against them. There's the top three schools that have made it into our sort of our finals event here. Who do you think is sort of going to be a big threat for you guys? Who do you have your eyes on?
I believe Pepperdine is probably the best team in our league. They won the like pre regular season tournament we had. They beat us in the finals, and they were first place in the regular season. So I'm looking to see how we stack up against them now. Hopefully, we can beat them. I'm pretty confident that we have a good shot.
You got to get some revenge. That they took it from you from the
Yeah,
last time.
yeah,
This,
definitely.
you got to come into this thinking, hey, you know what, we may have fallen last time, but then not necessarily an underdog story because I would consider you guys to be
Yeah,
fairly
definitely.
evenly matched. But still, you're definitely going into
Mm.
this with a little bit to prove. Are there any? I don't want to ask for any specific strategies, but is there anything you guys have up your sleeve that you're working on for this?
Um, we've been we've got our kind of set like standard practice, which is like pretty basic, aggressive early game. But we've started trying to branch out, try to, I don't know, I'd say experiment with new things because we don't want to be like pinned into a single strategy. So we've been trying to branch out a bit more.
For sure. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of different champions that are being played right now, but obviously, the win lane, win game, early game strategy can only take you so far. Scaling comps are
Hmm.
obviously still going to be a thing, so it's cool to see you guys branching out and trying those different things. But obviously, looking at this now, you guys have played against a bunch of these other teams this season. You've made it to the top three now. What are sort of your aspirations for the future of competitive League of Legends here? Obviously when things calm down next year, is this something you want to continue getting involved in?
Yeah, I'd say one of my main goals for, I mean, at our school at least, is like be more recognized. We've been recognized slightly. But I wanted to go further. I want us to have like a, uh facility, a practice room, just anything like that. Just try to help something to build our community around. Because right now it's kind of hard, just because we can't play together in the same room. And there's not like a designated spot for us. It's just kind of hard to say that we're recognized, we're like official. And so I kind of want to, our at least on like the lower school level, just have a more stable foothold. Uh,
Yeah, because obviously this is something that now like the West Coast Conference is as a conference itself is really starting to get invested in. Do you think that that sort of recognition from the WCC has helped you
uh,
guys out a lot in order to
yeah,
move this
definitely.
forward?
I don't think that I think that if the WCC hadn't like brought this idea forward, that I don't think we would have gotten the same traction we have now. So, and I think that if we go far on this, if we can start winning, it'll really help our stance in the school.
For sure. No, obviously this is just the
Yeah.
beginning for you guys, and Collegiate League of Legends is only continuing to grow year over year. The excitement behind it is pretty
Mhm.
massive, and I think it's going to continue to be going into 2021, especially given what's happened this year. But still, we're super excited to watch the matches. Hopefully, you guys are practicing as much
Mhm.
as possible while still balancing
Yeah.
schoolwork, of course. But I know I'm really excited. I'm actually going to be able to cast all those games. We're going to be able to get them out for you guys, which is really awesome. So I'm stoked to do that, and we're excited
Yeah.
to watch.
Thanks for doing all this for us.